Well, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I am starting this off with making a huge warning slash disclaimer, and something that, well, it's not unavoidable. I recorded this video, and then when I went back to edit it, I discovered that one of my kids turned my gain all the way up when I was gone at work, so it's gonna sound a little bad. So I apologize ahead of time. Now it's probably gonna be one of those checks that I make, always looking at my mic and make sure that the switch isn't turned all the way up so that you aren't getting blasted in the eardrums. Now I did edit the audio as best I could so that it doesn't blast your eardrums, but my voice still sounds like I have literally put the microphone inside my mouth. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video despite my annoying voice. And future videos won't have it. Just view it as a step back into the stone age of my YouTube channel when I had a terrible microphone, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. What's up, Kingston? Welcome back to another Napoleonic Total War 3 battle. It has been too long. I will be the first one to admit it's been too long. Sorry for the delay in release of videos. Got held for work and a bunch of other things, which I don't think you guys would be interested in me getting into, but I am back, and today we have a corps battle. Now, this is a corps that we do not see very often. This is the Neapolitan Wars. So you have Austria versus Naples, France involved with Naples. Honestly, I probably should have done a little more research about this corps and the time period it was under. I do know that Naples was a very much by far smaller army than Hungary. But they definitely, it was definitely a fierce fight today for this fight. I mean, Austria gets massive units, and they get a lot of them in comparison to the Naples corps. Now, the Naples corps are on the side here. We have Murat, which has quite a lot of cav, and actually some guards. This is like a guard build army. You can see there's some heavy cav here. Ooh, looking very nice. Look at those guys. They look like they're French, but a mixture of the French, and then of course you have some of the guard here, artillery firing. I'll get to that. But look at the guard; it looks pretty cool, actually. Definitely very flashy. Naples is a very flashy-looking faction. Now France, of course, on the battlefield. This is basically almost all militia. So France is sending help, but they sent their militia. They sent the peasants to help Naples. They didn't seem to really care sending their elite guard. Now they just sent one or two line infantry, just to back up their poor citizens that they basically threw a coat, handed a rifle, and told them to go fight. Now also we do have another 7-pointer, and then I do believe where's the other guy? There he is, another 7-pointer. So two 7-pointers over here. And they are rolling, and this is Pomerania. A very cool map, has a nice bunch of rivers splitting up these sections of the fight, swamps on both sides, and then of course the town in the center. I guess we will see in a bit who actually takes this town. We have in past videos seen a vicious, bloody fight for the streets here, the town itself. One of my favorite maps, I would say, and the coalition usually gets a nice slope, some trees. They can set up artillery. You can see, the scenery. It's a very nice. You can just take it all in. I would love to live in this town. It's got nice pine trees, river all around. I'm sure the mosquitoes would be bad this time of the year, though. In all honesty. But anyway, we do have the Austrian army pushing up. And you can see, ooh, I like this uniform. Look at these guys with the blue. I like it. I like these uniforms. Nice mixture. We've got some heavy cav, it looks like, as well. You see the Naples armies pushing up. The Neapolitan armies pushing up, I believe. Sounds like, whenever I say Neapolitan, it sounds like that ice cream, that the ice cream that has like the 3 different flavors mixed in one. But anyway, Austria is setting up a line here along this river. They have a hill here. They're setting up. So they got a lot of Austrian lines. Push it up. You can see the Naples armies kind of starting to form up into position, getting into battle formation so they can attack. They do push across here as well. They can get some of the LOCs here in the center of the town. There is a Austrian army way here on the flank, so that is a concern for Naples. They are going to be very cautious. There's Chevaliers, Dragoons mixed in this army, a huge amount. This could be a potential flank here. Probably why they've stayed on this side of the river. They don't want to get outflanked fighting against Austria. I'm surprised Austria hasn't... Ooh, see skirmishers already firing here. I'm surprised Austria's not trying to roll up here on the flank and take this LOC and then push this flank. That'd be a beautiful place for them to hit. They have the frontal and flanking fight, and there's a river protecting them. Yeah, Naples is forming up. They do have their artillery way in the back. Hopefully they can get it up in position. 5 guns. That's quite a bit of artillery. The other Naples army is going to be a minute before they get into this fight. They got quite a ways, and they have to make some decisions here. Are they going to go left and reinforce the left side, or are they going to go right and go towards the center and fill up where France is kind of pushing their forces forward? Now, on this other side, there's not a lot of lines, guys. Naples has not a lot of troops except for these 2 7-pointers. This 9-pointer has, yes, quite a bit of cav. And France has some dragoons. France did bring some of their better quality cav. He did bring some chevaliers as well. And then chasseurs cheval. Ooh, the horse artillery already firing, hitting this armory. Probably wanting to get rid of that. Austria has some of their artillery as well. They are going to start firing. Looks like they have some 12-pounders and some 6-pounders already to fire. I don't know if they're going for an artillery duel here. Or they're going for cavalry maybe. Murad's going to have quite a bit of a problem here if they are focusing down his cavalry. He does have a 2 skirm unit setting up here. Now let's check over on the other 7-pointer. Looks like we have some guard. Yeah, the guard's going for the town, which is probably the best place for them. Yeah, so Austria is ignoring this army. They seem to be almost totally ignoring it. We do have a line infantry set up, ready to take the LOC. Some skirmishers pushing forward, trying to harass their lines. He's going to push them so they aren't as, exposed. And then he can't take this LOC. That's not actually an LOC. He does have his line infantry set up by the river, though. Ooh, look at this. The gold and white. Oh, I love it. Wait, does that guy... Oh, it was a. For a second, I thought one of the guys had red eyes. I was like, oh, he's out for blood. No, I was kidding. I think it was just a glitch in the texture, or my eyes just maybe my eyes need to get checked. But anyway, Austria is forming up here. They were trying to reinforce their ally, but it looks like Naples is actually going to push forward and start putting some volleys on Austria. And it looks like he gave a volley, and then he's pushing back. Doing some hold-fast tactics there. Run forward, shoot, run away. And nothing else seems to really be happening. Naples has gotten a firm foothold on this portion of the town where Austria seems to be closest to them. Austria does not seem to want to take this fight, interestingly enough. I would, if I was Austria right here, I would have definitely taken this fight. It is stretching Naples out on a huge line, and quite honestly, not a bad idea to stretch an enemy that does not have as many troops as you probably do and make them fight a massive line where you can basically slowly but surely swallow up their lines with your vastly numerical superiority. Looks like some chasseurs cheval are pushing out, maybe gonna do a little exploration, a little scouting, maybe see what they can see. Look at that officer. He looks pretty nice. Looks like almost like a hussar. Looks like they have a chasseur cheval unit and they put a hussar in charge. He probably pretty mad. Yeah, this armory, man, 57%. These skirmishers really engaging here, and we do have a lot of cavalry. And this is the good cav, guys. We have guard. Ooh, lancers, like the Polish lancers. Yeah, a lot of lancers pushing forward here. Austria probably not going to know what hit them. And here we go. The charge of the lancers. They are going to get a beautiful charge here, hitting Austrian cavalry, and you can see they are definitely already wavering, and then a nice flanking charge on the other Austrian cavalry. This is why you don't stack unit cavalry side by side. And we do have another charge here. Basically, Hussars taking on Hussars. Yeah, but this is why I was saying before, keep your cav a little bit staggered away. That way, if one of them gets charged, the other one can react to flank or protect the other, side. But definitely Naples has gotten a huge win here, not losing a single cav unit. And they took some losses, I'm sure, but they took the flank. Austria's cav is no more, and we do have some infantry. Interestingly enough, the guard pushing forward. Hopefully they form square here. Beautiful square. Now, of course, with any square, there's still obviously some losses suffered. You can see a couple killed units. Killed, but not a ton, and that square does quite well. This Dragoon unit is gonna basically, I think they were just trying to stop this guard from being able to do anything while their unit's set up to be able to shoot a volley or two. But now Naples has cav on the other side of the lines here. Now let's check over here where it looks like Austria and Naples are engaging. It does look like the 7-pointer is pushing his troops over to this side, and they may have a huge flank they're going to push with 14 points combined between the two of them to push on this Austrian army, although there's 2 Austrian armies here of infantry, so it's not like Austria is outnumbered on this flank. Over here, Austria, oh my goodness, look at this huge center that Austria actually has. Holy smokes, that's a lot of troops that just appeared out of nowhere. And Austria has a lot of guns here. This is a strong position that Austria seems to be holding quite well. And honestly, they don't want to lose this. This is probably a lot of gold in artillery. So if they can hold it, that's all the better. Now we do have Austrian troops pushing out here. Oh, the cool looking guys. Forming their square, so obviously squarables. And they're trying to re-secure this flank away from the enemy cavalry while they push up more infantry and cav of their own. They have so much infantry they can form up a battle line on the rear to face that enemy cav. More skirms pushing forward. It looks like France and maybe Murat is going to push on this angle here for the armory. If they can take this armory, they got an excellent foothold on this kind of mainland between them and the enemy. France forming up in the town here. We have more troops formed up. Massive units. I think these are more like militia. The reason you can tell is how they hold their rifles. They're not all shouldering arms. Some of them are holding them all casual. Like, look at this guy. This guy's way too casual here. He's like hand on hip, one hand holding his rifle. Like, this guy at least, seems like he's at the ready to shoot. But, unlike like this troop, see how they all have their shoulder arms? Yeah, these are professionals right here. Putting the rest of the line to shame. Too casual. Now, Naples has pushed up quite a bit here, forming up by the river. And now they may actually push across here. Many a good man probably will die taking this swampy area. I mean, this is going to be tough. Maneuverability. You don't want to get stuck out here, but, Naples is going for it. They feel the need to push the Austrians back, maybe. Maybe they have a successful attack here. Now, Naples did charge in for the artillery piece, breaking one of them. What? Oh, Austria lost their general. Now, Naples did lose their cavalry as well as this infantry just poured a volley in, but was it, it seems like it was more worthwhile. Uh-oh. These skirms better run away. Oh, wow. They broke. And these skirms get some free kills here. So Austria has suffered some major defeats on this side already. Cavalry butchering some of their enemy cap, and then the artillery and general. What a huge disaster for this Austrian army. They're going to really have to rely on their allies probably to help them out now. France, you can see here, they are not going to do well against the regular Austrian line. Naples over here, man, they're just getting, so many volleys pouring into their flank as they're marching. They're basically marching sideways, taking so much fire from Austria. On this side, it does look like Naples, you can see, set up here. Austria pouring in volleys while Naples tries to form up in this swampy, marshy area, but Naples has pushed Cav way across here on the left, pushing more infantry across. I think they're trying to get an edge here. They're trying to overextend the enemy and then maybe punch in where they're weak if they're shifting troops to reinforce here. We do have some Cav running across here, probably going to go for that skirm unit, and they are going with some light Cav. Let's see if Austria... No, Austria's losing that skirm unit. Definitely losing them. Now, there is infantry that is going to be pouring some brutal fire onto this cavalry, but the Cav's getting out of there pretty quickly and actually barely taking any losses. That is an excellent Cav charge there. In the center, Austria is formed up. France actually falling back. You know, they could probably even push some of this infantry out of the town to the flanks and leave a couple just to distract the huge line here and then push the flanks. It does look like Austria is taking some heavy losses here on the left side. As now Murat's going to push their infantry up. They definitely were out shooting the Austrians. You can see they took some heavy losses here. And the artillery support, along with the elites, the push maybe by the skirms. This is, what, 4 units that can shoot, plus some French units pushing here. Not a lot focusing down this one Austrian army. The cavalry, though, is going all the way around. They're trying to scout out this line, see what the Austrians have in reserve, maybe see where they can be pushed. Naples really getting in this fight now. Some regular lines here. Austria, I'm pretty sure Austria does not have as good quality troops, but they just have tons of it. This is like Landwehr or skirms or something like that. But Austria isn't really pushing on the flank here like they should. Oh, who's running? Where's the running? Oh, some cavalry? No. What? Where? Holy cow, it's over here. Wow. Naples is actually getting shredded. Wow. Austria actually may have some better shooting units here. You do have more Naples troops pushing up here. They have their reserve line kind of sheltered by the river here. And look at that front line. Raging fight with Austria. And they do break with a huge slaughter. Holy cow. That was a slaughter. And now they're going to push up here. This definitely seems to be the place to go. Now they do have a line that's reforming here. Austria can't just, you know, ignore that. France does gain a foothold here. And maybe Murat, yeah, pushing across some skirmishers, more cavalry, artillery. We do have a cav charge here, maybe pushing up, but no, they're not going to. That would have been probably a disaster. Yeah, they would have gotten volleyed point blank here in the face. But France has pushed up here. This seems to be the real consistent fight here, where Austria, they pushed up the reserves. We're going to pour in a deadly volley against Naples. Naples returning fire, though. Oh, man, you can feel you can smell the gunpowder. Too bad they didn't have, like, you know, sensory, like, oh, hold that thought. Hold the thought. Because we do have Naples getting a beautiful, focused, look at these 3. Guarantee you they're going to obliterate this line. But Naples is having men run. Where? Oh, there it is. Okay, so line did break. Austria just... French units, you know, going to do better. But cavalry pushing here. They're going to probably go for this Austrian flank. They are going to get a nice back charge here, as well as the line you're pushing forward here. I think Naples is really going to put some pressure. There's an artillery piece, or skirmisher, sorry, set up here. And actually, Austria has some sappers on the flank, pouring in some fire here, breaking one of the Naples infantry units. Over on the flank, it does look like Austria actually may be saving their line here. Wow, charging in another unit. I have no idea what kind of unit this is, but it looks pretty... It looks different. It looks more elite. Maybe it's like a guard unit or, you know, a grenadier. I don't think it's grenadiers, but... Austria manages to hold their line, but it is massively thinner than it was before. I mean, talk about a small amount of troops left on the field. And this line, Naples, is taking some pretty heavy losses. The rest of the reinforcements, where's the other 7-point Naples army? Oh, they're in the town. All right, so they're not even engaged yet here. Now, we do have Naples over here, Murat pushing across. Murat also pushing their horse artillery and cav up here. You can see that Austria has kind of pushed back from this LOC, and we may actually have some guard units charging in here to take this armory once and for all. As France is pushing forward here to engage the Austrian lines, holding the top of that hill. Austria still holding on well, and actually Naples did not like that engagement. They probably figured they were going to start losing pretty badly. And probably that was a probably wise assumption. I mean, Austria was holding. You saw even the bayonet charge on the flank did not break them with cav in the back plus infantry. And Austria is actually going on the offensive.
We've taken a building, sir.
Oh, that armory, that was fast. Oh wait, no. This is a totally different LOC here in the rear. Let's see if that guard has actually taken this. Looks like some dragoons charged forward against the Austrian line. Oh, a nice volley point blank of those Carabineers. But it won't be enough. And Austria finally has a mass break here, but man, there's so much more Austrian infantry. Look at this. Another full line of Austrians. I mean, this Austrian line is holding quite well against the French. France actually seems to be falling back, but they have this flank. They can push forward more and more troops, which is probably exactly what they're going to do now. They're going to reform this line. Naples is not going to be able to really push. They are running out of infantry, which they do not have a lot to begin with. Now it looks like, excuse me. It does look like, did they take the armory? Yeah, they did. They have taken the armory. Their artillery looks like they're going to start doing some work here. Maybe trying to do a slower process, but a more successful, most likely, process of just destroying the infantry lines with artillery pieces. They have more artillery, I think, that can push up here. Yep, they have some more over here. And I guess they'll take a slower approach, rest up their troops that may be exhausted or tired. You see some of them are tired. They're actually going to push up here. This is a very weak flank that Austria has. So that actually is a very good place to attack. We have a huge cav charge going for the artillery piece. Oh, Austria's going to save it, though.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, yeah, Austria definitely saved that. That's unfortunate. Naples almost had that. All routing French troops running past. They still have a couple left. Ooh, what's this unit? You know, have this guard fighting their way, killing the remaining Austrians in this LOC. And they are going to take charge here. Oh my goodness, more French cav charging against the Austrian line here. Chasseur Cheval routing them. Didn't even need the dragoons. And Austria seems to be taking some pretty heavy losses now. You know, oh man, Austria needs to be very cautious here. They're starting to lose. The only place where it seems like Austria is holding quite well, despite a very determined Neapolitan attack, Neapolitanese, whatever you'd call it. We have a bayonet charge here. Wow, they beat all the odds, charging across a march from the line way over here, and they are in the Austrian line somehow. And yet, even with that, they are still not winning decisively against this Austrian line. Such determined resistance by Austria, and it seems to be paying off here. You can see maybe it's the general inspiring, who knows. Naples really needs to deal with this general. I bet you if they kill the general, Naples will, or Austria will start breaking. We had another cav charge, looks like. Did not go anywhere, unfortunately. They just can't get a break here. Now Austria still having some massive losses here. Unfortunately, some dragoons from France did break. But Austria is holding this line against this militia, National Guard, I guess you call. National Guard doing what they can, though. You know, I mean, they've taken some losses. They're doing what they can. There's some skirmishers trying to help out here. Some more national militia pushing forward here. Yeah, I mean, there's one or two regular lines here from France. Oh, we actually have Austria pushing across the river. So they are not only staying stagnant on the flanks where they need to just defend, but they are being aggressive and attacking where Naples may not have a lot of troops. Now, this is that 7-pointer, the other 7-pointer. They have their artillery set up to help out, focus this flank, but the rest of them are holding the town, and Austria seems to be quite willing to actually put the gas pedal on this attack. Over on this side, man, Austria really having a lot of units that have broken here. This is going to hurt their morale so much. And yet they seem to be still content to counterattack here. We have some cavalry maybe engaging now. Okay, so they did, but the artillery should be able to help out a lot on this flank. Cavalry getting a nice charge on the Austrian skirmishers. Yeah, break in one, and now maybe the other. And Murat has really tied up a lot of Austrian infantry on this one left flank. Naples finally seeming to make some progress here, but at what cost? I mean, I guess they've only had one or two units actually rout, but they have taken some losses here. Man. It take quite a few losses. Oh, it looks like Naples actually sending in some cavalry here and line infantry, some grenadiers, but Austria is just rolling through them quite quickly here. Now, will Naples get a volley point blank into the Austrians? Oh, they do! Beautifully done, and then a flanking charge by more lines here. They are breaking the Austrian offensive into the town. Unfortunately here, they did not get that volley, but this is a combat gen. Hopefully they can hold back. They have to hold. And you can see Austria pushing their general up here. Ooh, more line infantry here, but nice flank here by the lines of Naples, taking them in the rear. And that, with that flanking charge, yep, they'll break them. It does look like Austria is pushing even more and more troops across here, trying to take back this armory potentially. Cavalry from Suchet pushing up in maybe, nah, they're not going to. So maybe they're going to try to buy some time here. Naples has made a huge breakthrough. Austria, they have one or two massive lines, maybe try to hold back. These guys will take some losses here trying to hold this line. They will dish out some damage to Naples. But they break. Okay, so this is good. Naples is making some progress now. They have actually started rolling up this flank.
Now they must break.
The general has been slain. He pushed into the town and got trapped by Naples, who is now charging, or Naples is actually counterattacking here. And Austria may have overextended in the center. They definitely did, although they seem to be holding actually quite well. So maybe it's gonna bite Naples in the back. Austria somehow is still holding, even with the massive losses they have suffered. France was losing that volley fire battle, just not winning in a shootout with Austria, had to fall back here. There's still cavalry in the back lines. I feel like this guard cab could do so much work with this 7-pointer, or even in the center, running down here, charging Austrian troops in the back. Austria has a lot of troops in the town right now, and actually seems to start. They are winning once again. Man, it was such a victory for Naples, but it was so short-lived, and France actually may have to push some troops to help throw in the National Guard, the Guard militia here, as Austria is going to start rolling through the center.
Our men are running from them.
Oh, good. They got a volley off before Austria managed to close the distance. Yeah, that's a good thing. Now, over here, Naples definitely has crushed this flank. These things are going very well now for Naples. They are going to start rolling up the flank. We do see a little bit of cavalry from Austria still. Oh, these guys are doomed. Austria is going to roll up, charge in the flank. These guys can't form square. It is goodbye, 4th Infantry. And hello, Austrian cav. On this side, it does look like Austria still trying to take back this armory. These guard holding it to the last man. I'm sure it's a guard unit. Austria has definitely extended way into the town here. Naples not really been able to make a super big impact. However, oh my goodness, this poor combat gen is getting just torn apart by skirms they are marching past. And they break. Naples could push more troops here to attack that skirm unit. But here we go. Naples is reinforcing here on the flank. More Naples troops pushing through the town. Austria engaging in the town with some French lines, but France breaks. Austria, flush from that victory, is going to push up some cavalry. More infantry going to get... Oh man, Austria is just totally torn through the center here. And there is not a lot. France is pushing back here away from this attacking Austrian center, hoping that maybe Naples can make a win here. Naples does look like they have more troops at this point here. Austria's taken probably some heavy losses. Excuse me, I had like a half hiccup or I don't know what. But Naples is holding this armory. They are holding kind of the rear side here. Their artillery and skirmishers kind of tearing up this Austrian line. But, oh my goodness, more Austrian troops pushing into the town. And France has got their work cut out for them. And Austria has some very large cav units still. Who can win this, guys? Who do you think is going to win this? Do you think it's going to be Naples? Austria? Put in the comments at this point, you know. It's a halfway mark, basically. Anyone could win still. Naples has taken some heavy losses. You've seen how good these Austrian line infantry are. And actually, oh man, a lot more Austrian lines showing up in the center here. Look like they were almost beaten, but they have some very nice, thick lines still left. And there is basically no force left against Austria. If they divert everything over towards this side where the 7-pointers are, maybe they could defeat Naples. It may come down to some LOC, strategic LOC placements. France still holds the town center. Naples has got to watch out, though. They do not have a lot of squares. I mean, they have a decent amount, so, you know, the odds are like 50-50 that Austria accidentally charges those squares instead. But if Austria places a well-timed cav charge in a non-square unit, you know, that could be it. That could be it for Naples, for the coalition of French and Naples forces. Then you get a charge here with the Lancers and the back of this Austrian infantry, harassing them, but then running away before Austria can really react. Maybe forcing Austria to have to form up a line earlier than they wanted to. Maybe picking them apart, you know, having a cav charge. Ooh, are we gonna have cav and infantry coordinated assault? Nope, Austria's gonna try to get themselves away from the Naples line. On this side, man, these skirmishers have just torn up. They probably are running low on ammo. But these skirmishers have done an excellent job. I guarantee you they have a lot of kills. Austria still pushing forward. This artillery, though, This artillery, coordinated with the light skirms, may break 2 more lines of Austrian line infantry. Ooh, a nice cav charge by Naples. It does not break the Austrian line, though. In fact, this heavy cav may... Now, they're going to pull it out in time, but still, man, that was not what I would have expected from a heavy cav charge. It is still anyone's game, guys. Anyone could win this still. The Naples or Austria. Naples or Austria. Any one of them. Because remember, Austria still has this town. They still have a lot of cav units. France still isn't... it hasn't regained control here. They do have their lines, so maybe they could push them up and distract some of this Austrian line. But you can see Naples has some wavering units. In Austria, just their units could take probably another 5 minutes of constant fire, and I don't think Naples could afford that. We do have some infantry pushing forward here. Oh, but Austria tying them up just long until you get some nice volleys point blank. So Naples is in the front of the line here. And they break. Wait. No, they don't break, but they're falling back. Man, what is happening? Naples is pushing up here on the flank, but they are turning and have a flanking fire on this unit. We do have some Austrian cav pushing forward. Now, I should probably say this now. I don't think this battle actually gets to the end. The files are a little corrupted at the very end of the battle, which is why I'm only doing it. Is because the end, it was very obvious who won. And so I'm recording it. But at the very end, the units start doing some weird stuff. But I'm going to say that now so that, you know, it doesn't throw you for a loop and think the players are being crazy. Man, Austria's still holding this line, pushing forward more reserves. Naples switching out some of their wavering troops with some fresh lines. If only France could push through this town. They are pushing on the rear of the Austrian line, though. Maybe they can start breaking through. And Austria's having some massive wavering here. Look at this. Oh, a nice cav charge by the heavies. This could start the mass rout for Austria if they can make a impact. But man, as much as they keep charging in, this infantry's going to take it and bounce back so fast. Man, it's going to be so discouraging sending in heavy cav and watching it not do the thing that it should do. France is going to have to make a sacrifice here. They have to push up and distract some of this Austrian line. Otherwise, you know, you can't sit there and do nothing, which is exactly what France is doing. They're trying to do something here. Austria actually falling back here. Seems like they were starting to take some losses here. Heavy cav going in once more. Maybe trying to distract this Austrian line. And no one would have expected the lines to be fighting here. Although, you know, this map sometimes, the hit with the town, the flanks actually will cause fighting to happen, you know, in places you wouldn't expect. Way over here, I've had a fight way over here, even over here on this side. And then, of course, in the town, which is, man, this is why this mod's so amazing. You can have a fight in a different part of the map, and it feels like it's three different entire battles on the same map. See Naples trying to focus their fire, break down the Austrian line one at a time here. Austria's giving out some amazing return volleys, though. I don't know, guys. I don't know if Naples can win this land fight. They are putting up quite a bit of troops here, pushing the cav. Line of tree, maybe gonna go for a square. This square is executing the enemy though. Yeah, France can't take this, guys. Their national militia just can't make a dent. They are taking such heavy losses, and they may be needed to defend some LOCs a little bit later on, as there is about 19 minutes. This is when you start thinking about what LOCs you do and don't have. People ask, like, you know, when does LOCs really count? I'd say LOCs are an important thing about, you know, 3/4 way through the battle. That's when you really start counting your LOCs, seeing what you do and don't have. You can see Naples actually has pushed some troops to various LOCs to make sure they have them. They have one here, one over here. So they have a couple different ones. This unit in here, I think they have one that's going to go into this. No, there's only one right here. My apologies. They still have this one. So that's 1, 2, and 3. The armory seems like it's still being held. That is 4. And now, ooh, actually, we have some action here. Line infantry along from France and Naples flanking the Austrian position, but Austria immediately reacting, pulling back from that. We actually have more line infantry in melee with Austria.
Our men are running.
They do break, but Naples is going to try to use that to push up more and more troops. Their center guys are not holding well. In fact, it seems to be wavering. This one line of 40 men trying to hold here. A little more concentration on this flank, but Austria is holding beautifully. They just are. But yeah, Austria has this LOC, and we'll find out, you know, what the LOCs were at the very end here. I'm sure that's what's starting to happen here. Ooh, do we have a Austrian bayonet charge? Yeah, they charge, but they are received and repelled by the Naples and the Neapolitan army. I'm pretty sure that's how you say that. Neapolitanese. Maybe it's Neapolitanese. Naples really suffering here. Man, they can't seem to break this Austrian army.
Our men are running.
Look at this this constant fire. This is deadly. And Naples just is starting to crumble and fold here. In the center, they did send their heavy cav in. Maybe that will make a dent. They're sending in some line infantry maybe as well. Ooh, are they going to fire a volley? No? Oh. I was hoping they'd bayonet charge. Maybe they would have lost. They're going to pull back here. Their cav did break. I don't know. It's not looking too good still. France does have a nice flank. But man, they're getting chewed up as well still. Lines even breaking. Let's look at the zoomed out view here. We do have, what do we got here? Artillery firing versus skirmishers. Interesting. We have a general sneaking along as well. Ooh, canister on this skirm unit. Man, breaking him. The cheek.
Our men are running.
Kind of looks like maybe a player dropped at the very end, maybe. I'm not sure. They're all running, so, you know, that could be possible. But you can see Naples has lost, though. I'm going to say right now, they have lost this line battle. There's no way they can make it. There's so many Austrian troops left. just so many. No matter what France does, they break one, two more, take their place. It's like yeah, it's an impossible fight for them, and they have fought very well up until now. Suchet actually in the line of the artillery piece, but I think he's gonna get out of there in time. Looks very awesome though. At least from up here it does.
Our men are running, sir.
Yep, Naples is basically gone here. If you see unit standing there not doing anything, not even shooting, that means it's actually, well, never mind. I was about to say it means it's glitched, but it's actually shooting still, so it's still there. Austria is just, you know, so confident they are ignoring it. Austria seems to be shooting in their own units, but it doesn't matter. At this point, France is falling back. Like I said, I may fast forward in just a second here because this is where things start getting a little weird with the units, just because of the corrupted files, which I am working to fix that. I think it's just some replays were sent and they slightly are different than the new updated version of NTW3, and that's maybe why. All the replays I'm getting now are from the new updated version, so it shouldn't have any problems. This one was sent in by one of the devs of NTW3 and said it was pretty good, and I watched it and it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good, very close. Austria was losing, you know, that whole flank folded. Naples was pushing forward. It looked like a one-done deal. And then this other Austrian army had so much in reserve. It was crazy. Able to hold back. Naples just didn't have enough. They have been bled a little too much here, I think, in this first fight. And they just couldn't really make that win. So I'm going to fast forward here because Austria, they're all just going for LOCs. And with some of the bug units, actually some of these units that are in these LOCs weren't there. But they did send me a shot at the end of the minimap, and it was a 4 LOC to 4 LOC. So both of them had 4 LOCs. However, what they were saying that people that played on the Neapolitan side, the Naples Corps side, said that they definitely lost the land battle. There was way more Austrians than there were of the French Imperial Coalition, or the French Imperial Alliance, I'll say. So, you know, LOC was a tie, but by land battle, definitely Austria won. They definitely took and seized the battle. They had so many troops left at the end in comparison to Naples and France that it did not matter. But, you know, LOC does count for something. So, an equal match up.
The men of
And,
must rest a while.
Can't remember. I think nothing really happens besides running to LOCs and then it goes out. So if that's the case, I'm just going to skip to the end so we can see the results of this battle. So here are the results of the fight here. So you do have, what is it? Led with 637 kills. You have Native Hour, who set this in with 1745. You have Militia with 912. And then Lotus with the French Militia with 538. He definitely, you know, he wasn't able to do a ton with that militia against Austria, though he took about as many kills as he dished out when it came to losses. Now you do have another side, Ramey with 1354, Spartan with 811, Niam with 458, and Drusko with 1593. So both sides got some good kills. Obviously, Austria did a little better, and a nice draw for the LOC. Yeah, anyway, guys, that'll be the battle for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. I will get some more going here. And yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.